Welcome everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm John Gary from John Gary TV, and in this YouTube workout we are going to cover some beginner exercises from Pilates Mat using the Swiss ball. This is a great tool to use for beginners because it sets you up, but it doesn't make it necessarily super easy to do the exercises that I've selected today. But it sets you up high so that if you're tight in the hips and the lower back, kind of gives you a little bit of a better position to do some of these exercises. We're going to begin seated on the ball, and what I want you to do is take your feet pretty wide. So mine are even just wider than shoulder distance apart. And so what I want you to do that for is because it will help you balance a little easier. The closer you bring your legs in, the more you're going to feel the balance challenge. So especially in the beginning, start with them wider, and then as you get more confident with the exercises and stronger, you can start to bring your feet in a little closer. And all I want you to do in the beginning is just get used to the fact that the ball can go in any direction. So how we're going to do that is you're going to just circle your hips around. So make a circle with your hips, and you're going to notice the ball will roll in a circle. So you're going to go around in one direction and then the other direction. Let's talk about breathing while we continue to do that. So I want you to inhale through your nose for the first half and then exhale like you're blowing through a straw for the second half. Inhale through the nose. This is a really typical way to breathe in Pilates. There's a few different methods that I've seen, but I like this one a lot. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale like you're blowing through a straw. And go the other way. Breathe in. And exhale around. All right, now from here, you're gonna get right in the center there, and you have two little bones that come out of the bottom of your pelvis. We call them sits bones, and you're gonna sit right on those on the top of the ball here. And the next thing we're gonna do is take your hands to the front of the ball, breathe in, and then as you exhale, you're gonna flex forward from top to bottom. So you're not moving the ball here, you're just flexing over your legs, and then you're gonna come back up. Let's start with a deep breath in, and then exhale, flex over, breathe in at the bottom, and then exhale to come back up to the top. Let's do that again. Breathe in, and exhale to flex forward, breathe in at the bottom, and then exhale to come all the way back up. One more time. This is a really good way to kind of stretch out the upper, lower back, and then really activate those muscles to help you come back up to the top. From here, we're going to go into a spine twist. So what I want you to do is take one hand on the ball, take the other arm out to the side, and as you rotate, you're just going to keep that hand on the ball behind you, sliding it back, and then come back to the front. We're going to do that same thing. Breathe in and turn, and come back. And the hand on the back of the ball is just to help you know where you are, so you're not going to fall off that ball. And rotate, and come back. Now, if you're ready, take that arm up and let's go to that side again. Breathe in and come back to the center. So the goal is to keep the ball as still as possible so you really are rotating the spine. And again, breathe in and come back. Let's do that to the other side. So hand on the ball to start. Breathe in and slide that hand back behind you and come back to center. So moving your spine in all directions is a great way to keep it nice and healthy and to make sure that you're working in a balanced way. Breathe in and turn, and then come back. Again, if you're ready, let's take that arm off, rotate, and come back to center. Breathe in and rotate, and exhale, center. One more time like that, and center. Now let's alternate. So you're gonna breathe in, turn to one side, and exhale, come back to center. Don't swing your arms, you bring them with you, you don't swing them. And you sit nice and tall and breathe in. And then exhale, come back to the center. And again, inhale and turn. And exhale and back to the center. And you can lower your arms down so your hands are touching the ball again. You're gonna reach one arm up. And what I want you to do is slide your hand down the ball as you roll the ball a little bit away and reach your top hand toward the opposite wall. Feel that nice stretch there? Come on, back up and down. Breathe in, the arm goes up. Exhale as you roll the ball away and reach over to the opposite side. Hand on that ball will really help you know where you are in space to prevent you from rolling off the ball. And exhale over and come back. Let's do that again. Now as you go over, you want to think of the hips sinking into that ball on this opposite side, and you'll feel an increase in that stretch. It should feel really good. And back, and one more time, breathe in. Exhale right over, come on up and down. Now from here, all we're gonna do is come down onto the ball on the side. So It's best if your feet stay on the mat. So start at the back of your mat. So when you walk out, you have something to grip with your feet, and you come down about a quarter of the way here. So what we're doing is finding a spot where you can feel the back of the pelvis against the ball. We call this supine incline. So you're kind of on, like sitting in a recliner, except your bum's not on anything. You're holding yourself up with your legs. Bye, Bam Bam. From here, I want you to keep your hands by the sides of the ball, and you're just gonna let your upper back stretch a little bit, breathe in, and then exhale, come up into, this is what we call the hundreds position if you floated your arms up, but you can keep them on the ball for now, so you get a little more support. So your upper back is flexed, but you're not lifting your pelvis, you're keeping your pelvis against the ball. Inhale back, and exhale up. Now, one more time like that. And guys, if you're starting to feel this in the neck, don't go back as far, just come forward. Or if you want to add a little challenge, take your hands behind your head. That will give you some support on your head and neck, but it's gonna increase the amount of work that your abs have to do because of course your arms are by your head instead of resting by your side. So inhale back, remember keep your pelvis from lifting, and exhale forward. And inhale back, stretch over that ball, and exhale forward. Now we're gonna add rotation. So come back first. As you come up, we're just gonna turn a little bit to one side, and then open back, breathe in. And then exhale, rotate up and over to the other side. And inhale, open back, keep the abs in, and exhale like you're blowing through a straw, and turn. Notice my elbows are rotating, one's going back, one's coming forward. And go back, and my shoulders are doing the same thing, so I'm getting into those obliques. One more time on each side, rotate, and then open back, breathe in, and exhale, rotate. Now, to come back to center, you're just gonna look forward here, and you're gonna push into that ball and walk back until you're on the top. That's kind of the safest way to get on it. You can also just sit on the floor if that's what you did. All right, now bring that ball around, and we're gonna do a little bit of back extension work here. We did some flexion. Now we're gonna do back extension. So what I want you to do is hold onto the ball and just prop yourself on it. So you're actually gonna have kind of the bottom of your rib cage on it, not your hips. So come back a little bit. Notice my feet are wide again. That's again gonna help me stabilize. And what you wanna be able to do is flex over the ball like this and then extend. And we're gonna start this with your hands on the sides of the ball, and I want you to inhale as you come up into extension. Open your shoulders back a little bit here, and then let them come forward as you flex over. Exhale, and inhale, come back up. Now, you can keep your hands there. If you're ready, you're gonna take your hands under your forehead and come forward, and then again, lift up. Now, if you find you're not able to come up too high, or you feel like your feet are lifting, just walk back a little bit so more of the weight is on your feet. Inhale over. Sorry, inhale up. We got it. Exhale over. Two more. Breathe in here. Exhale over. And one more time. Up and over. All right, slowly bring your knees down, and then we're gonna come into a kneeling position here. And what I want you to do is just take your hip right against the ball, and I'm gonna straighten out that top leg. Then I'm just gonna come over the ball. So I want the weight of my body on the ball, and I can take my hand on my head, or I can leave it here, and I'm gonna come up into a side bend, and then lower back over. And inhale up, and exhale over. And again, inhale up, and exhale over. Let's do that two more times. Shoulders sliding back, come up, and go over, and one more time, coming up, over the ball, and down. So you're just getting some movement in the spine, a little bit of oblique work. Of course, if you take the hands away from the ball, you're gonna feel it a lot more in the obliques and have to work a lot harder. So for now, hip against the ball, top leg will stretch out, and you'll just side bend over that ball. Remember, the top hand can be in the front of the ball, bottom arm hugging it, and you come up. Try not to push with your arms. Think of pulling with your obliques here. Lift up and lower back down. And again, lift and down and right up and lower down. And two more. Lift and lower down. And one more time here, lifting up and rolling back down. Now from here, guys, all I want you to do is have a seat and just take your legs on the outsides of the ball. If you need to bend your knees here, you can. And just take your hands on the top of the ball here. You're gonna roll it forward and flex, and then come all the way back up. And again, exhale over, and come all the way up, back up. Now as you do this, put a little pressure down into the ball, and then you're gonna feel the work go into the front of the body, and you'll stretch out the back muscles. Exhale over, and inhale, come all the way back up. And guys, hit that like button if you like this workout, and subscribe to us so you get notified, and click the notification button so you get notified when all of our new workouts come out. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm John Gary from John Gary TV, and I'll see you again next time. Bye, everybody.